Welcome back to Matt Talks Football, and this is the my predictions for game week 2 for the Premier League. And last week it was not that good from my side. Like out of 30, I got like barely 12 or 14 points, so it was quite bad. So I am hoping to improve this weekend, and I hope that I get into those 20 near the 20-point mark. So that if I get that, I think I will be very happy with that. A lot of exciting games this weekend, so let's get right into it. The point system is very simple. If I get the entire result correct along with the score, I get 3 points, but if the score is not right, I get 2 points. So with each game we are gonna calculate how many points I get. I would love for you guys to play with me as well. You can write your prediction in the comments below, and then you will see how many points we get at the end of the weekend. I am doing it for every league, so and I'm gonna do it until the end of the season, so we can see how much points I was able to get throughout the season. Every weekend we are gonna see. So let's get right into it. The first game is Brighton versus Manchester United. Like both teams had a good game last weekend. Brighton, they basically thrashed Everton 3-0 at their home. They went away. It was their manager's first game in the league. Fabian Husler, he has come from St. Pauli. He got them promoted last year to the Bundesliga. Now he has come here, and when I was doing the preview for Everton as well, I said for Brighton, I said you can expect and Brighton to get a good manager. They have done it before. They bring in these new managers and they introduce them to the league, and they are spectacular. And the way he has started, it is looking really good for Brighton. And I think it is like a really good recruitment. They are playing against a United side this weekend who themselves were really good. They won 1-0 against Fulham. I think that scoreline was not really reflective of the game. They should have won more. That they were like quite wasteful. Bruno Fernandes with a couple of chances, and then other one or two players. They could have easily won that game at 3-0. If I'm being very honest, Fulham were really good. I am not going to deny that, but I think United were really great on that day, and I think they were unlucky not to win more than by more than one goal. I don't know. Like, even being an Arsenal fan, there's something inside of me that thinks that United are going to have a good season this year. I have predicted them finishing third. I don't think they are going to challenge for the title, but I think apart from the first two, they are going to be the best team, and I think they are. It's in my opinion, I have had this thinking that it's going to be Arsenal and City at the top two, and then United are going to be the third team. Like, they are not going to be competing for the title, and then they are not going to be in this the Champions League scrap that the rest of the teams are. I think they are just going to be above everybody else from 4th till the 9th position. I think I don't know why, but I just have this feeling with the way they are playing, with the signings that they have had, and I think Ten Hag this season has this confidence because he has got the backing from the board. Because everybody thought that he was gonna get the sack, but he is still there. So I think that confidence is really helping him. And I think that is going to be very crucial for Man United. The game, it is going to be a very good game, to be very honest with you. And it could go either way. It is that type of a game. Brighton are at home. It is going to be Husler's first home game. United going away for the first time. As I said, they were really good last time around. The smart thing in a way would be to sit on the fence, and I expect goals in this game, to be very honest with you. And as I said, the smart things would be to sit on the fence and go like just say 1-1. But I don't know, it's like there's something about this United side this time around that is like screaming for something, and so I am going to give it to United. I think they are going to edge it 2-1 against Brighton and Hove Albion. United win this one. The next game is Tottenham versus Everton. Tottenham were like really good against Leicester. How they did not win that game is beyond me. Like, it's Spurs being Spurs, but as I said, they were really good, and I think now this is their best chance for them to get their first win of the season. They are playing an Everton side who got battered by Brighton last week. I expected Everton to win last week because they were at home, but the way they played, let's be honest, like they created really good chances, but Brighton were on a different level. Then Ashley Young goes and gets a red card, so that basically ended any hope of getting a result. They are gonna come at play a Spurs side who are really hurt from last week. Jamie Vardy basically mock them, mock the club, mock the fans, mock the players. So they are hurt and they are wounded tiger at the moment, Spurs. And I think it is going to be quite a comfortable win for Spurs, and I am going with a 2-0 victory for Tottenham. Next game is Crystal Palace versus West Ham. Both teams lost last week. Palace lost 2-1, and then West Ham all lost 2-1 as well, like both the same as with the same score lines. West Ham lost to Villa at home, so they are coming. They are now going away. Palace they are going to be at home, so they lost last week to Brentford, and I think this is going to be a very close game. It's another London derby for Palace, 2 in a row, and I think it's going to be a very close game, but I think I am going to give it to the away side. West Ham have made very good signings. I have predicted them to finish 6th. It's quite a bold prediction from my side, but I think they are going to have a very good season, and I think it is going to start here at the Selhurst Park, and I am going with a 2-1 West Ham win, and I think Crystal Palace are going to start the season with 2 defeats in a row. And the next game is Southampton versus Nottingham Forest. It is quite an important game because both of these teams are going to be in that relegation scrap. I have Forest finishing 19th and Southampton at 17th. So both of them are going to be in that relegation battle, and getting points of each other early on in the season is going to be very helpful for them. Southampton last week, they should have won. They had so many chances against Newcastle. Newcastle were even down to 10 men. They created so much, but they were not able to finish it. So I think that is one problem for them. Forest, on the other hand, they played a 1-1 draw against Bournemouth. It was nothing really spectacular for them. It was an entertaining game from both sides, but you expect that type of a game when teams teams like them are going to meet each other. So this game is going to be, I think, a repeat of last week, and I am going for another 1-1 draw for Forest and Southampton. They both have to wait another week to get their first win. Southampton, I would say right this side, they might nick it. They are at the home, and it is going to be their first game back in the Premier League this season, so that they are going to have a good atmosphere, so that might help them edge it just a little bit, but I am on the fence with this game. The next game is Fulham versus Leicester. As I said before, Fulham were like really good at Old Trafford. They were not able to score any goals, and they conceded a very soft late goal from Zirkzee to lose the game. Otherwise, they would have come back with a point. Leicester, on the other hand, they were okay against Spurs. Like, they were nothing spectacular. It was a 10-15 minutes Jamie Vardy special that got them the goal, and that basically riled up the Spurs, and they basically lost their heads. Otherwise, I think Leicester would have lost that game, and I think they are gonna have a tough time against Fulham today. I think Fulham are gonna have a good season. Their transfer business has been really good, and the way they played last week, it showed that the team that Marco Silva is trying to put together is looking really good for them. I have a very going for a big margin of victory for Fulham in this game. I think they are going to win 3-1. It's going to be quite comfortable for them. So yeah, this is my prediction, 3-1 to Fulham. And then it's Manchester City versus Ipswich Town. I think this is the easiest game to predict this season. I think it is going to be a 4-0 for Manchester City. They won 2-0 against Chelsea last week when most of their first team players were not available. Rodri was not there, Stones was not there, and they still were able to go on and win the game. In the end, quite comfortably. They did not really play very well. I said in my match review as well that City did not play the way that you expect City to play, but it was the first game of the season. There is rustiness, and they did not have their 2 important players as well. Now this week again they are at the home. They are playing Ipswich. It's to be very honest, it will be a big shock if they don't win the game. I would love it as an Arsenal fan. I would love it if City don't win it, but it's not gonna happen, is it? I have gone with a 4-0 win. It could turn out to be a 6-0, 7-0 win for City as well. And if you are a fantasy FPL player, Haaland should be your captain. Like that is the best choice you can make. That's another tip for you in this video. That they are going to play against Ipswich. Like Ipswich, unfortunate for them, first game against Liverpool, second game against Manchester City. I think that the computer fixture has not was not been very kind to Ipswich. He might not be an Ipswich fan, but I really don't see any other result apart from Ipswich. They were really good. Like they were not really good. They were excited in the first 10-15 minutes against Liverpool, but after that Liverpool just took the control, and I think this game is going to be too much for them. Easy win, City 4, Ipswich nil. Then we move on to Aston Villa versus Arsenal. I think it is going to be a very good game, and it's going to be a very tough game for Arsenal. Villa won 2-1 against West Ham. They were really good. It was quite a fun game to watch that one. And then this time they are at home, and it is their first game of the season at their home stadium, so the fans are going to be up for it as well. And they are playing in against Arsenal side, who won very comfortably against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Like they really did not have to do that much. Wolves were very lethargic in that game. There was some rustiness by Arsenal, but they looked still looked really good. And I think this is going to be a very close game. You can call it a bias, you can call it whatever you want, but I think Arsenal are going to nick it. It's not going to be a clean sheet like last week, but I think Arsenal win it 2-1 in the end, and they keep on getting the points. And as Arteta said, if Arsenal have to win the league, they need to win every single game. So I think this one will be very tough, but I think Arsenal nick it in the end. Moving on to Sunday's game, it's Bournemouth versus Newcastle. And I think it is going to be a tough game for Bournemouth. They drew last week 1-1 against Southampton, not against Southampton, again Nottingham Forest, sorry. And now they are playing a Newcastle side who won last week with 10 men against Southampton. Newcastle, they are going to, like even with 10 men, they looked really good. And now they are coming at Bournemouth. Bournemouth, to be very honest, they were okay. They have lost Solanke. That is a big loss for them, and still to this time they have not have signed a replacement. So until that doesn't change, I think they are always going to be under the scrutiny, and they are going to be vulnerable, to be very honest with you. Newcastle, they are aiming for a Champions League finish, so these are the type of games that they need to win, and I think they are going to win this game 2-1 to Newcastle. The next game is Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Chelsea. Now, Wolves were, to be very honest, they were really bad against Arsenal. Like there was not really an effort from them. Arsenal were very happy to let them have the ball. Like they were not threatening in any way. They have lost their special player in Pedro Neto. And I think that has really affected them. Their recruitment has been okayish. I think they are going to have an okay season, nothing spectacular. And the way they played last week, it showed that they are not in a good sort of form. So I think that is going to be the same case this week as well. They are playing against Chelsea side, who I'll be very honest, they were quite good against Manchester City. Their strikers did not have their shooting boots on, otherwise that game could have ended quite differently. To be very honest, I thought Chelsea deserved at least a draw out of that game, but their strikers I had other ideas. I like Maresca as a manager, and I like what he is doing. I have Chelsea finishing 9th in my predictions, but I think what he is trying to do, you saw flashes of that in the last game as well. The Conference League game was very good as well, so I think it is going to be a good game. Pedro Neto is coming back to his home, his ex-club, so it will be interesting to see what reception he receives. But I think it is going to be a very close game, and I think it's early days for Maresca. And coming to a place like Wolves, it's always quite tough, and the fans are really going to be up for it because of Neto and the team as well. I think Chelsea are going to lose a couple of points again this week. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I think Wolves get a point out of this game. They're being at home. I think it's going to be a big advantage for them. And we end the weekend with Liverpool versus Brentford. Now, Liverpool were really good against Ipswich, but to be very honest, they were Ipswich, so you can't really say that. But they looked really good. They looked really sharp. It was quite entertaining to watch Ancelotti's team. It was the first game after Klopp, and this is going to be the first game after Klopp at Anfield. This is Ancelot's first Anfield a home game at Anfield in the Premier League, so he would want to start very good, and it is going and the way they play, it's going to be very fun to watch. They are playing a Brentford side that won last week. I said in my previews and in my prediction that Brentford are going to have a better season as compared to last year, and I think they are going to have a really good game. They were really good last weekend as well. They won 2-1 against Fulham, yeah. So I think not Fulham, Crystal Palace, they won 2-1. I think one of the London clubs, and I think this time around it is going to be a quite good game. Both of these teams like to play attacking football. Both of these teams like to go out all out attack, like to score the goals. So I am expecting goals in this game, and I think the home debut for Ancelot is not going to be that good. I don't think Liverpool are gonna win the game. I am going for a 2-2 draw between Liverpool and Brentford. I think Brentford get a point out of them, because I think it is going to be a very entertaining game. I think, as I said, both teams like to attack, and I think that could be the reason where Brentford get the goals, because Liverpool themselves, they are going to play attack-minded football, and they might leave spaces for Brentford to run. They still have Ivan Toney, Brentford. I think that is going to be the big case for them, that how long can they keep Toney. Unless and until he is there, they always have a chance to score the goals. So I think this is going to be a very good game. 2-2 for me in that game, and that is it. These are my predictions for this weekend. So it will be quite an interesting weekend, like 3 hours for the United game to start. So let's hope this video comes out before that one. And if not, it might come out during the game as well. So let's see what will happen. So that is it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and as I said, I would love for you guys to play along, write your predictions in the comment section, and we can see how many points we get at the end of the weekend. And yeah, that is it for me. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. As I keep on saying, I am trying to get to 150 subscribers before the transfer window, and we are like only 5 or 6 subscribers away. So it will be quite helpful if you can just subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.